Welcome to the Insurance Marketing Masterclass, where we discuss how to market and grow your insurance agency. I'm your host, Joshua Farley. All right, in today's episode, we're going to be going over keyword strategy. How can you target keywords for SEO? All right, welcome back. We're going to be going over your keyword strategy. So if you've been looking at your SEO and you've said, you know what, I want to start targeting some keywords, whether it be with blog posts or certain key pages or power pages on your website, this is important to understand. And, you need to understand not just what you're going to be doing, but from a high level, you really need to understand your competition and what they're doing, what keywords they're searching for, trying to rank for. When it comes to your competition, you also need to understand that, it's different in different geographical areas. So, and especially for specific keywords. So we'll take a look at that. We'll get more into that, but understand that your SEO is both on-site and off-site, and this isn't just link building specifically. It's also things like link text, which your keyword strategy needs to be incorporated in. So search engines don't just look at what's going on with your website optimization on site. It's also going to look at what is everybody else, around you. What are the websites that point to you say? What is the content of those websites? So this, as far as link building goes, that right there tells you that trying to get links from a pharmaceutical site as an insurance agency is not going to really help you that much, because the relevance of the links are, not very good. If you haven't checked out episode 6 with Adam White, that's a good episode. He talks a bit about that in there. And another thing you need to understand from a high level is that Google is constantly changing. So be sure to steer clear of any black and even gray hat techniques in your SEO. The shortcut might work for a while, but ultimately it's not in your best advantage to try to cheat Google. Typically just doesn't work. And so let's talk about site level SEO, meaning on site, but more specifically site wide, not necessarily page level. So we'll talk about site level, then we'll go into a little bit of page level stuff. So for starting off with your site level, aspects, let's look at the homepage, because a lot of people, really try to turn their homepage into like a keyword magnet. And I think the reason why is because a lot of times people focus on building links to their homepage. And so it has a lot of links. It gets more authority typically than other pages on your website. But really, it's not a very good idea to do that. Now, don't get me wrong. You can definitely you should mention what you do on your homepage, obviously. And in doing that, the keyword aspect, you're going to use some, but you don't have to fully optimize for one keyword or multiple keywords, just a natural flow and mentioning, things on your website, what you do, on your homepage. And when it comes to your link building, you want to drive links that are brand related. So we have a lot of links going back to the website that are hyperlinked, Blue Phoenix Creative, just website, or visit website, or, that type of stuff, that natural looking, link profile going back to, that mentions your brand a lot of times. That's going to tell Google who you are. It's going to build authority. They know, you're being mentioned on other websites. And that in and of itself, once you got to think about how like Google's looking at this. So other people point to you, you have, brand recognition, obviously, because you have links that are pointing to you that have your brand as the anchor text. And then when Google goes to your page, it says, well, what's this brand about? And they look at your website and they look at your homepage specifically, and they say, this is mentioned, that is mentioned. And this geographic area is mentioned, very important for SEO, or sorry, for SEO, but definitely important for insurance agencies, because most insurance agencies, do business in a smaller locality. So definitely take a look at that approach, and you should be clearly communicating what you do on your homepage, and those natural words and phrases will come out. So another thing is, when you look at that, now you need to start saying, well, where are we going to use keywords, right? Because if we're not really fully optimizing a page, the homepage for the keywords you're targeting, then you'd have to have a place to do that. And I'm not. Also, let me backtrack a second, because I'm not saying you cannot, target a website or a keyword on your homepage, but I see a lot of people try to do. We do this, and that, and they just try to optimize, the heck out of it. And I don't think that's necessary, as much. I mean, you can definitely pick a keyword for your homepage. So do keep that in mind. I don't want to make a gray area here. But really, when it comes to all the keywords that you want to target, that's where your blog posts come in. That's where other pages on your website come in. That's where you're like, okay, for this next blog post, we're going to target this key phrase, and we're going to, build links to that page, and, get it some authority. That's the type of, mindset you need to have, where you're building out, you're targeting, as you build pages and as you build content, you're targeting those, those keywords specifically for pages, page by page basis. And, your authority from your brand will pay a lot of, value into that, especially if you mention what you do on your homepage and you have other people pointing to you, and then you go to this other page, let's say, it's, in my case, like marketing, like it's mentioned on the homepage, and you go into the marketing page, and now we have more marketing specific keywords targeted. So, you could look at it like home insurance in your area, your town, whatever, your state. And that is really a better way to do it, because your brand authority is going to trickle down, your domain authority is going to trickle down, and the relevance of the links pointing to you are going to trickle down to the pages that you're building out. So don't feel like you need to target every keyword on your homepage. That's really not necessary. And really, when you have multiple pages and Google sees that you're building content, that also is a plus. Google likes content. And so building content will help with that, and targeting and optimizing the content well, and having a plan and an SEO strategy in place. That's good. And again, when it comes to building authority, you need to build it on site and off site. And what I mean by that is, you have your keywords targeted, and as you drive links to your pages, make sure that it mentions a lot of the same stuff, not on every link, obviously, but you're starting to build that, and it's in sync. So this is really important. Getting into page level. So we've talked about site level, kind of a site wide and homepage, how all that works. But let's look at these individual pages we're talking about. So these pages, as I said, should target specific keywords, and we're going to get more into that and how to do that, how to look at, your keyword strategy, more in depth in episode 11, as I have it planned out right now. Another thing is, try not to double up on your keywords, though. So I wouldn't try to use two keywords that are vastly different on the same page. Keep what this page is about relatively the same. So the next thing you need to realize about, on-page SEO is that you're really setting the stage for the off-site. So this is important. This is really, really important for having a strategy, and here's why. Don't miss this. If you set your keywords for a certain, keyword now, okay, on a certain page, let's say it's your home insurance page, and you didn't really do your research, and you set it up and you build links to it, and the links that are going into this, page are a certain keyword, and then you switch it, later on, or maybe it's a vast switch, maybe it's like let's say you had your home insurance and your auto insurance on the same page. Let's use that for an example. And you're building links to both kind of. Now, again, that violates the rule of, not using keywords that are, similar, or better yet, you're using you're using auto insurance and home insurance on the same, page, and then later you decide to split it. You send all these links there. Well, now you have auto insurance pointing to what's now going to become your home insurance page, and it's very segmented and dissected. So starting from the beginning and having a good plan in place will help you to not run into that issue down the road. So when you set up for your, for any given page on your website, do your research ahead of time, know what keywords you're gonna get into for that page. And, it's a very important period of decision at this point for your SEO. So, and also the next thing I would say on page level is know your metrics for using keywords correctly. So by this, I mean, how many times should you use a keyword, or what's better known as your keyword density. If you're using WordPress, I would highly recommend you install Yoast SEO plugin. If you're not familiar with that, go check it out. And it's very popular. Makes your SEO, these technical aspects of how many times you should use stuff, getting your keywords into your description tag and your title tag, and really the whole comprehensive view of what that keyword aspect is on your page. And it even goes into how your blog post or your web page is written, so you can score your writing right there. And they give you basically two different scores, like the writing score and how well that, is it easily comprehended? And, there's algorithms in place that handle this, but it also, checks your SEO, obviously. So, go check that out. If you're not using WordPress, and you have, a hand-coded site, a custom-coded site, HTML, CSS, PHP, JavaScript, all that, then it's a little more technical, and you'll need to know how to go into your, your code and edit these aspects. So if you don't, talk to a web designer. We do that. Let's use that for an input there. We do have some options that you can look into that. So you may also find it, beneficial to go and run an audit on your site. And actually, on the Blue Phoenix website, we have a list of tools that you can do. You can go to and check that out. There's several different audit tools. We have one on the blog page, and you can get a custom audit report right then and there. It's over in the right-hand sidebar, and so you can check that out. If you want to check out the list of SEO tools, go to Google and put Farley's massive SEO tool list into the search phrase, and that will come up. And we have 200 different tools for SEO stuff. So it's not just analyzing your website. You can use it for a lot more than that. Or there's a lot of stuff on there that you can get access to. Or you can also go over to the website blue-phoenix.net/SEO-tools, and that'll auto direct you to the page. So actually, that is it for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, be sure to subscribe. We're on several different platforms, iTunes, obviously, Stitcher, a bunch of them. So anyway, go subscribe. Use whatever method you like. What a great episode. Don't forget to subscribe. Also, head over to the website at blue-phoenix.net/IMM. That's IMM for Insurance Marketing Masterclass. And if you have questions or topics that you'd like to have answered and discussed, be sure to request a topic on the page. Until next time.